What's happening? What's happening with it? Yeah, y'all already know how it go. You tuned in to another episode of Everything Boxing. There you go, talking that boxing again. What's happening with y'all? When y'all come in the building, make sure that you jump in the comments. Let me know you in the building, and smash that like button when you come in the building. Smash on the like button. Daryl Deloach, what's happening with it? Salute. Big John Kramer, what it do? Kawhi Elliott, Anthony Johnson, Shawa Allah, what's going on with it, Queen? My man, Crush the Legend, what's happening with it? Yeah, we definitely gonna cook today. Like I told y'all yesterday, I would be back to cook on the topics and some more things that I missed out on yesterday. Ty Swindle, straight out there, ATL. What's happening with it? Yeah, so like I said, man, come in the building. Make sure that you smash the like button. Jump in the comments. Let me know you're in the building, and we definitely gonna cook today. Yeah, we got a lot to cook on. A lot going on in boxing. It's a lot going on in boxing. The Queen Sweet Tea is in the building. Salute. Yeah, we got a lot going on in boxing. It's so many fights coming up in boxing. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I can't even keep up with them off the top of my dome. But what I'm gonna do, let me see. Let me go to this little betting site because that's how I can keep up with all of the fights that they got, coming up in boxing. Go to the betting site. And that's how you get an easy rundown of all of the fights. Because it's damn near impossible to remember all of the fights that's coming up in boxing. But we got a big weekend this weekend. You got ESPN, Top Rank. They got a card going on this weekend. Then you got some fights in the UK. It's a lot of fights going on this weekend. But let's go down the fights that's going on this weekend, right? And I'm only going to name like the major fights. I'm not going to name everything but the major fights. Of course, we got Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. And I'm going to talk about that fight a little bit to start the show off. Who else we got? We got Abdullah Mason, the young Abdullah Mason coming back. And Abdullah Mason, he gonna be a problem, and that's one of Knockout's guys. That's a fighter that Knockout is very high on. I think Knockout, when it comes to fighters that he's high on, I think he got Tank Davis at the top of everybody, and I think he got Abdullah Mason, right behind Tank Davis. But I'm looking forward to seeing Abdullah Mason's career grow. I think he only 17, or I think he only 18. No more than 19 years old. So he definitely going to be a force. We got the young Bruce Carrington. He coming back this weekend to fight again. And the reason I'm not naming their opponents, because if I do, y'all ain't going to know them anyway. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all not going to know them anyway. Yeah, Crush, Abdullah Mason, definitely a special fighter, right? We got this dude, man. I'm sick of seeing this dude. Real talk, this next cat that I'm about to name off that's about to fight this weekend on ESPN, I swear I'm sick of seeing him. You know what I'm saying? They really trying to make this dude into a star, and he just not it. Like, when you talk about privilege because of, his lineage, where he comes from, he got to be the most privileged kid in boxing. And y'all know, some of y'all already know who I'm talking about. And that's Nico Ali Walsh. I'm sick of seeing him. He's not good. You know what I'm saying? Like, they continue to put him on televised fights. You know what I'm saying? And he's not it. It's other fighters that they don't even televise, right? It's other fighters that they don't televise. They don't get no shine. And they 30 times better than he is. But every time I turn around, ESPN want to throw him in front of my face. I'm sick of this dude. They didn't already gave him gift decisions where he clearly lost the fight. He fucked up a parlay of mine. I don't like him, for real. They threw him in there with a nobody to fight, somebody he was supposed to run through. And he messed around and got a draw and messed up my whole parlay. So I'll never like him. You know what I'm saying? He owed me money. I want my money back. Anyway, who else is fighting? Jeremiah Milton. Okay, I know him. He all right. Callum Wash, man. It's a whole bunch of washes. Callum Wash, fucking Liam Wash. Man, yeah. Who else is fighting this weekend? F.A. Jabba is coming back this weekend. And he's actually an underdog. He's fighting Zon Kosobolski. F.A. Jabba, he fighting Zon Kosobolski. Damn. I didn't know. Damn, that's crazy. I've been slipping. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, because I didn't even know that big baby Jared Anderson was fighting again on this card this weekend. I didn't know that big baby was fighting again, so we getting big baby. Damn, this ain't really been promoted like that, though. I didn't even know big baby was fighting this weekend, Jared Anderson. So big baby Jared Anderson, he fighting again. They giving him a soft touch because I guess they didn't really, you know what I'm saying? I guess he came close. You know what I'm saying? He got hurt a few times in that fight against Charles Martin. So they want to come back and give him a light touch. But the thing I love about ESPN and Top Rank, the thing I love about Top Rank is they don't sit their young fighters on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? They keep their young up-and-coming stars, they keep them active. And shit, it was just, what was it, July 1st? That was my birthday. It was just on July 1st, the last time that big baby Jared Anderson fought, and he right back at it again. A month and a half later. He right back at it again a month and a half later. So that's a good look, you know. Keep your young fighters active like they used to do when I was growing up watching the sport and in the sport. You know what I'm saying? Fighters, they were active. It wasn't none of that. You know, like they got Gary Antoine Russell fighting once a year. Like, you can't really grow fighters like that. You can't grow fighters like that. It's hard for fighters to get the experience that they need inside of the ring. And you can't grow superstars like that. So shout out to ESPN for keeping their young fighters active. You know what I'm saying? And on TV. Who else is fighting this weekend? It's a lot of these UK fighters, you know. Who else fighting? That's the only fights that the only main fights that they got on here. I know I'm probably missing somebody else, but as you come in the building, like I said, make sure that you hit the like button. Smash on the like button. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. And jump in the comments. Let me know you in the building. Now, Usyk and Daniel Dubois. Let's talk about that fight real quick before I move on. Before I move on to other topics. Usyk and Daniel Dubois. At one point, for the people in here that's been watching me for some years ago, I was very, very high on Daniel Dubois. I thought Daniel Dubois was him. I thought he was the next one. I was even talking like this is back probably like, say, 2017, 2018-ish. You know, back then I was saying a young Daniel Dubois that's coming up in the game. I was looking at him and I said, he's the one that's going to cause Deontay Wilder problems. Right? I felt that way. I was like, man, because this is how putting a fighter in with tailor-made competition for them to look good against, it can fool you sometimes. We've all been tricked. We've all been fooled. And he fooled me because I thought he was it. You know what I'm saying? I said, that man, Daniel Dubois, he the one that's going to give Wilder problems. He the one that's going to give Tyson Fury that smoke. He the one that's coming up in boxing. And then they put him in the ring against slow-ass juggernaut Joe Joyce, and we saw that he couldn't even defend against the jab. Then they put him in the ring again, and we see him get knocked down like 4 times within the first 4 rounds. And ever since then, I got to see that Daniel Dubois, he's not it. He ain't him. He don't got no heart. He don't got no chin. He's slow as a motherfucker. He's slow as hell. And going in against Usyk this weekend, I definitely got Usyk winning the fight. You know what I'm saying? Pretty easily. And I'm still going back and forth. Do I have Usyk stopping him? Because I think Usyk just might stop him. You feel me? I think Usyk might stop this dude. So, you know, it's a heavyweight fight. It's not the heavyweight fight that we wanted to see because everybody wanted to see Tyson Fury and Usyk for undisputed. But Tyson Fury, he decided that he wanted to go and, you know, chase after a bag. He fighting Francis Ngannou, a guy that's never been in a professional boxing ring before. So, you know, it is what it is. But see, cool, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury, go get your money. If they paying you, you know, 100 million plus or whatever they paying you over there in, you know, over there in Dubai or Saudi, if they paying you all that money, okay, go get your bag. But see, the thing with this whole situation is y'all letting Usyk hold up the whole y'all letting Tyson Fury hold on to that motherfucking WBC strap. Why y'all letting him hold on to that WBC strap and he ain't even had a mandatory in over 2 years? But Jermell Charlo, y'all talking about, you know what I'm saying, the WBO or the WBA? Talking about that Jermell Charlo, he got to give up his strap. They stripping him soon as he step in the ring with Canelo Alvarez. But if you Canelo Alvarez or if you Tyson Fury, you can do what you want. I wonder why is that? Anyway, so yeah, Daniel Dubois, make sure that y'all smash the like button. Like I said, make sure that y'all smash on my like button. Daniel Dubois, he definitely going down. And like I said, I definitely got Usyk winning the fight. And I might pick Usyk to knock out Daniel Dubois. I might pick him to knock out Daniel Dubois. If Usyk is aggressive, he'll stop Daniel Dubois. If he's aggressive, he'll stop Daniel Dubois. But see, the thing with Usyk, he can actually play it safe and just outbox Daniel Dubois for 12 rounds, or he can go in there and he can step on the gas and he can stop Daniel Dubois. Like, I seen Usyk in there with Anthony Joshua, and it was several times I knew that he can stop Anthony Joshua, especially in the first fight, but he let up off the gas. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. But if you betting on the fight, the safe bet is just go Usyk. You know what I'm saying? Usyk money line, Usyk flat out just to win. So that's the safe bet if anybody bet. God damn. That ain't no safe bet. Shit. I looked at the odds. They ain't giving Daniel Dubois no chance. They got Usyk a negative 1450. Now, for the ones that don't know what that means, let me explain to you what that means. That means that Usyk is such a big favorite. In order to win $100 on him, just to win $100 on him, you got to put up $1,450 to win 100 on him. Yeah. I'm cool on that. I'll pass on that. You know what I'm saying? This is heavyweight boxing. I'm confident in Usyk, but I'm not no put up $100 to win put up $1,450 to win $100 confident. But yeah, I didn't think the odds were that those are some crazy odds. Brian Francis said, I might sprinkle a little something on Dubois. Yeah, like with odds like that, you might as well just say, fuck it. And you know what I'm saying? Put you a little bread on Daniel Dubois. Like for real. Yes, sir. And y'all make sure that y'all hit the like button. You know, make sure that y'all hit the like button. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm looking at the chat, and the numbers are growing exponentially. You know, everybody in the chat and the numbers are growing exponentially. So make sure that you continue to support the channel, and you know why the numbers are climbing exponentially. Let me see. Yeah. Let me see what y'all talking about. Let me see. Hold on. Leon Robinson, what's happening with it? He says definitely dropping money on Dubois. Yeah, I mean, I might drop $25 or something on him. You know what I'm saying? That's a chance to take. You know, I'm not one of them dropping, $1,500 to win $100. Nah, I'm straight on that. Especially like I said in heavyweight boxing. Yeah. So y'all, make sure that you smash the like button. Like I said, we definitely cooking today. Now, let's move on. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on. Because I want to talk about the undercard of Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo. Man, that's a hell of an undercard. But I want to talk about one fight specifically on that undercard that I'm very interested in. Erickson Lubin versus Jesus Ramos. Erickson Lubin and Jesus Ramos, man, that's a hell of a fight. And, I've been listening to people, people talking about this fight. And ain't nobody giving Erickson Lubin a chance. Everybody is high on Jesus Ramos. Jesus Ramos this and Jesus Ramos that. And Erickson Lubin ain't. I'm going to tell y'all right now. When you look at Erickson Lubin's skills, man, his offensive skills are A++ level. Erickson Lubin, he has two big flaws in his game. His defense is flawed, and his chin is suspect. And I think that's a reason why most people are picking against Erickson Lubin, because they're afraid that if Jesus Ramos touches his chin, Erickson Lubin gonna go night-night. But when I look at the overall fighter, right? When I look at both fighters, Jesus Ramos and Erickson Lubin, I like Erickson Lubin as an overall fighter. You know what I'm saying? But it's a dangerous fight, because if Erickson Lubin, if his defense can be on par, which is very suspect, and if Erickson Lubin can withstand the pressure and not get hurt, Erickson Lubin can beat Jesus Ramos pretty easily to me. I think that he can outbox him. I think that Erickson Lubin got power in both hands. He can hurt him. I think his footwork is better. I think he's more athletic than Jesus Ramos. I think he's faster than Jesus Ramos. I think that, Erickson Lubin, he has more power than Jesus Ramos, or just as much power as he do. But the only thing is that chin. That's the only thing, is the chin. But, man, I'm rocking with Lubin. Real talk. I'm rocking with Lubin. I got to rock with Lubin, But like I said, that's a fight. Say if I was a betting man, if I'm betting on, that's a fight I wouldn't touch. That's a fight I wouldn't touch, because Lubin has the better skills. It's just Lubin, that chin, man, that chin. If you got money on Erickson Lubin, you probably gonna damn near lose your mind trying to watch the fight because every punch that's thrown and Lubin get hit with, you nervous that he gonna go to sleep or he gonna get hurt. But I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that high on Jesus Ramos, man. Like, I don't know what y'all see. Like, I mean, Jesus Ramos, man, he's the next one. He's a star. I don't see that in him. He cool. Like, Jesus Ramos ain't all of that. He's all right. He cool. T say Fundora made his chin tougher. Well, T, this is the thing, man. Fundora don't crack that hard. Fundora is a accumulation puncher that basically he breaks you down. You feel me? Fundora, he like to break you down. He don't crack that hard. You know what I'm saying? Fundora's not a power puncher. He's just a pressure. He pressure you and pressure you and pressure you and just throw so many punches and eventually break you down. Fundora's not cracking like some of them other dudes that Lubin got hurt against. I haven't seen Lubin get hurt against Terrell Goucher, and Terrell Goucher ain't cracking like that. Shawa Allah says, we haven't seen Ramos' power. He didn't turn up on Joey. Yeah, like, and that's another thing, Shawa Allah, right? I always talk about boxing fans and you know, us that got boxing channels and everything, putting fighters on a pedestal that haven't earned it, right? We sitting there praising motherfucking Jesus Ramos for beating guys like Joey Spencer. I mean, if you know anything about boxing, you know he was going to whoop on Joey Spencer. Like, is that impressive because he went out there and whooped Joey Spencer? A C- level fighter, Joey Spencer, like, that's not impressive to me. So when you're talking about him getting in there with Erickson Lubin, that is an all-around skilled fighter. The only thing with Erickson Lubin is he has one big flaw. Well, he got two flaws. One is his defense. But, you know, I say that he got like a C-level defense, you know, but his chin is the biggest flaw. But other than that, Jesus Ramos got to hurt him to be able to win that fight. And so that's a great fight to have on the undercard of Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo. And that fight on the undercard alone makes me want to go to that fight. Like, real talk, I want to go to that Charlo and Canelo fight just because of the undercard. They got a fire undercard. You know what I'm saying? But D1 says they jumping out the window for Jesus Ramos. He good, but I'm not that high on him. Yeah, man, I'm just not. Edgar Chavez, what's happening with it? Salute. And y'all make sure that y'all smash my like button. Smash my like button. You know that I don't do live streams that often anymore, so they don't really send my notifications out like they, you know, like they did at one point in time. So just make sure that y'all smash the like button. I had so many people hit me up yesterday and was like, I didn't even know you did a live stream. So yeah, make sure that y'all smash the like button. But anyway, moving along. Let's talk about this whole Regis Devin Haney thing. Let's touch on this, right? Because Regis, man, he's like I said yesterday, Regis is being very vocal about this situation. And we are in the end of August, and we still haven't had Devin Haney sign his contract. So for those who don't know what's going on with the situation, because I'm watching Fanon this morning, right? And on Fanon's channel, it seems like it only seems like that the diehard Devin Haney fans are the only ones that don't know what's going on with the situation, but act like they know, right? So what's going on with this situation with Regis and Devin Haney is Regis has already signed his contract, right? Regis in the contract, Regis says that he signed the contract for November, a mid-November date. So the contract that Regis was presented was a mid-November date. He agreed to it. He signed it. And when he signed his contract, he thought that Devin Haney already had signed his. But you know, Devin Haney and Bill Haney always with that slickery shit. Devin ain't signed nothing, right? This is damn near a month ago. Fast forward to today, Devin still ain't signed nothing. So Regis, he like, I signed. They had a date on there that they wanted me to sign for. I agreed to everything. I didn't sign. What's up with Devin Haney? What's the problem? First, Devin Haney, and see, this is what I'm saying, man. Devin is starting to get me. See, at first, Devin really didn't do no talking. Bill did all the talking. Now that Devin is talking more, Devin is, I'm going to keep it 100. He's starting to give me Bill Haney vibes. And y'all know what I mean by that. I salute to Bill Haney. But we know that Bill Haney, player made. We know that Bill Haney, he a slick talker. You know what I'm saying? He a slick talker. And Devin's kind of starting to give me Bill Haney vibes because in one interview or one statement that Devin Haney made, he says that they trying to secure the fight date, right? The fight date in the venue they trying to secure because they don't want to fight on the same day as Tyson Fury, which is like October the 28th or something like that. Excuse me. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Like I said yesterday, that makes sense. But then he comes back. Well, no, but then we find out that Regis Prograis signed the contract already, and it wasn't for no October date. It was for a mid-November date. So I'm like, yeah, something ain't adding up right. And then Devin Haney, then he comes back and he says that they're trying to secure the venue and all of that, right? So it's like, man, what's really going on? What's really going on with the whole issue, you know? And Regis Prograis is trying to figure out too. Does Devin really want to fight because he ain't signed the contract yet? Or is he trying to, you know what I'm saying, basically weigh his options and maybe get out of fighting me and fight somebody easier, a lighter touch at 140 pounds? You know what I'm saying? D1 says, is it Regis or Devin? They keep saying, chill out, Regis. They keep saying, chill out, Regis. No, Devin said, chill out, Regis. Yeah, not they. Devin said, chill out, Regis. But no, I'm not going to chill out if I signed a contract with a date on it, and now it's a month later, and you still ain't signed your portion of the contract. And you getting on social media, and one time you say that you trying to make sure that they don't that y'all don't fight on the same date as Tyson Fury, but that's not the date that I signed the contract for. I didn't even sign for that month. And then you come back and say something about y'all trying to secure the venue because that date that you talking about is not the date that I signed for. So something ain't adding up, right? Something is not adding up. You didn't say two different things, but those two different things that you said has nothing to do with the date that I signed for on the contract. If I got a contract saying that we supposed to fight in November, well, that means if I'm fighting you, you would have to get the same contract. Well, you would have to get the same date in your contract. I can't have a fight. I can't have a contract that says we fighting in mid-November, and you have a contract that say that we fighting in mid-October. You feel me? Because if you show up in October, I'm not finna be there. If I show up in November, you're not finna be there. So how are we supposed to fight? You feel what I'm saying? So something ain't adding up. But when I look at the situation, I go back to as soon as Devin Haney, right, thought that Teofimo Lopez was dropping that strap that he has, right? I believe it's the WBO strap, right? Or the WBA. I always get those straps mixed up. The WB something, one of them straps. As soon as he thought that Teofimo Lopez was dropping his strap, he tried to petition to fight Arnold Barbosa. It wasn't Regis Prograis. He tried to petition to fight Arnold Barbosa. And then Tio came back in the picture and said, no. And then he went back to the WBC and was like, okay, well, I'm going to fight Regis Prograis. And then we're not even going to talk about that whole ordeal with motherfucking Shakur Stevenson, knowing that he wasn't going to fight at 135 ever again. So it's like when you look at the situation, all fingers are pointing at Devin Haney in his side. You know what I'm saying? Shit ain't smelling right over there. I don't know. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm not saying that he's not going to fight Regis Prograis. It could just be, you know, he could just be trying to work things out. It could be that. But you just never know. Like I said, you just never know, because it's always some drama with, you know, Devin Haney. With any fight that he has, is always some negotiation drama, a hold up. It's always something. It never fails. You know what I'm saying? But you can't believe nothing they say. You really can't. And I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. I don't care who get mad. You can't really believe nothing they say. You can't. Because y'all know, Bob Arum says that he got 2 fights versus the deal that they signed was 2 fights versus Kambosos, and then they agreed to a 3rd fight with Vasyl Lomachenko. Bill Haney, you let him talk. He's swearing you up and down. They don't got to rematch motherfucking Kambosos, and they don't have to fight Vasyl Lomachenko. They can do whatever they want to. That ain't in the contract. They can go off and fight Gervonta Davis if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? He said that shit all the way up until they came out and announced that he was fighting a rematch versus George Kambosos. And then you turn around and he does the same shit with Lomachenko. Oh, no, I don't know where them rumors is coming from. We ain't got to fight no Lomachenko. We can go fight. If Tank want to fight right now, we can fight Tank. So you can't believe nothing they saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is just ridiculous. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, y'all smash the like button. Y'all smash on the like button. Let me know that y'all in the building. Smash on the like button. So if anybody got something to say about that, you know, tell me where I lied at. If anybody got something to say about that, I want somebody to come and tell me where I told a lie at. You know what I'm talking about? If anybody got something to say about that, tell me where I told. You can't believe nothing that Bill and Devin say. And like I said, Bill is starting to now Devin is starting to talk more, and he's starting to sound more and more like Bill. Now, I fuck with him, but I got homeboys that I fuck with that I know lie all the time. I just know when they say some shit, I'm not finna believe them. I'm from the streets. I know a fast talking nigga when I hear one. And Bill is him. Dre the Fighter says they stay far away from Tank. You dig? I don't say that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that Tank stopped Devin. But, I mean, this is boxing. Win, lose, or draw, you still got to get in there. And you still got to, you know, well, it's changed now. But, you know, from the way I used to see boxing, right? I'm gonna say used to because I'm getting used to a lot of this bullshit, and you just gotta roll with the punches in boxing. But in knockout, what's happening with it? I see you in the building. Rick Timms, what it do? Salute. But whether you win, lose, or draw, you supposed to be, if you at the top level, you supposed to believe that you can beat anybody. And you supposed to be willing to get in the ring with anybody in your weight division if the business is right. But we know that fighters don't really move like that. You feel what I'm saying? We know that fighters don't really move like that. A lot of these, it's only very few fighters that really move like that nowadays. Yeah, D1, you know what I'm saying? Like you see that slick talking shit that Bill be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, I'll never forget how he did Gary Russell. And everybody got on Gary Russell helmet. And I rode with Gary because I knew that Bill was on some bullshit. Like, man, come on, bro. How you gonna when they got to checking him about the way that he signed his name on the contract, how you gonna tell somebody that, oh yeah, I signed my name wrong on the contract sometimes? Like, so you misspell your own name on purpose on contracts, but that's how you spell your own name? Who in here got two different ways of spelling their motherfucking name? So you mean to tell me your mama birthed you and told you that, okay, you can either spell your name, you know what I'm saying, like you can spell William with a W, you know, or you can spell it with an R. You know what I'm saying? You can spell the William with a W, or you can spell it with an R. Come on, man. Like, come on. Like, come on, man. Knockout said, I've been trying to tell y'all about Bill, bro. I never denied it. You know what I'm talking about? But see, what I did with Bill is I got on his helmet with the whole Gary Russell shit way back then, right? That was like in 2020. But then, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit back and I'm not gonna go out there on the limb and just keep talking about him, right? But he eventually gonna show you what he is. And we all know, we've heard Bill talk enough. You know what I'm saying? But remember, when I had Bill on here, I said, Bill, I'm giving you a chance, right? I'm giving you a chance to basically walk back what you're saying. I said, so you're telling me that Devin Haney, after he fights Vasyl Lomachenko, he's absolutely staying at 135 no matter what. Because I don't think that he can make the weight no more, Bill. So is that what you're saying, Bill? Yes. Yes. We staying at 135 and we fighting either Shakur Stevenson or we fighting Gervonta Davis. We ain't going nowhere. So I said, all right. Y'all remember that. So I said, all right. I'm going to get on this motherfucking helmet if they do the opposite. So now I got to get on this helmet. And now I got to call out all the bullshit he be doing. Well, Shakur should have took the 25%. Shakur should have signed the contract. Why didn't Shakur sign the contract? And I mean, I'm so sick of you niggas up under my comments every time I make a video about Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson. Here come y'all. Man, Shakur, he didn't sign for 25%. It wasn't he ain't signed the contract. The motherfucker, he ain't signed the contract, motherfucking clan, right? When I kept telling y'all, what contract? What contract was he supposed to sign? And then Bob Arum, the man that has to write up the contract, the man that has to offer the contract, Bob Arum came and did a whole interview and said, yeah, it was never no contract. It was never real. Never had no substance to it. And not only did Bob tell y'all that, Bob said, well, Devin never wanted to fight Shakur. Devin knew he couldn't make the weight. And Devin, we were looking at 140-pound fighters for Devin Haney. He never wanted to fight Shakur. Motherfucker told you, the promoter that would have had to set up the whole event told you that, nah, that wasn't real. He ain't never offered Shakur no 25%. Because if he did offer Shakur 25%, it would have had to go through me, the promoter. And straight up said, Devin didn't never want to fight Shakur. Devin ain't never came to me and told me that he wanted to fight Shakur. When we were sitting down and we was talking to Devin, we was talking about opponents with him at 140 pounds. So, yeah, but it doesn't matter how many times, right, you bring out the facts and you talk about what the promoter said and you talk about what actually happened, right, from the man himself, you still gonna get these fucking clowns come up under your comments, right? Well, he ain't signed the 25% contract. Why he ain't signed the 25%? So why he ain't signed the 25%? That's everything anytime you mention Shakur. Why he ain't signed the 25% versus Devin? Devin wanted to fight. Even though I saw Devin walk out of the motherfucking weigh-in looking like Skeletor, well, Devin wanted to fight. He was going to fight Shakur at 135. He was going to, come on, man. I swear, some of y'all that comment in, like some of y'all in the boxing community, like I swear y'all have like just a piece of a brain. Y'all don't have a full brain. Y'all got like a piece of a brain. If y'all think Devin Haney is stupid enough to go in there and fight Shakur Stevenson at a weight class that he know he got to kill himself to make, right? Like, do y'all think that Devin Haney is that dumb? Right? But Devin Haney is smart enough to know that he can go on Twitter and say some shit and y'all dumb enough to believe it. That's the whole thing. Devin Haney is not actually dumb. He's actually smart because he recognizes the type of people that he's dealing with. He recognizes that I have a cult behind me that'll believe anything I say. If I tell them that I'm going to drop down to 130 pounds to fight Navarrete and that I sent Navarrete a contract and offered him 50%, my fan base will believe that shit. They'll believe that I couldn't make 130, that they saw me and I damn near killed myself making 135, but they'll believe I can go down, to 130 and make that weight and fight Navarrete. All I got to do is type it on Twitter and they're going to believe that shit. That's all I got to do. They'll believe anything I say. I mean, come on now. The 20, but the 25%, he ain't signed the 25%. That boy ain't want to fight. He the 25%. Yeah. Yeah, people don't understand simple logic, Teach. Like, I'm Devin Haney, right? I'm the undisputed world champ. I'm on top of the world, right? I barely beat Vasil Lomachenko. But I'm going to go fight a fighter that I know is better than Lomachenko. Like, if you listen to Devin Haney before, he done told y'all that Shakur Stevenson is better than Lomachenko. So y'all fool enough to think that he's going to kill himself to make weight and fight Shakur Stevenson and put himself at a disadvantage? Y'all thought he was actually, come on, man. But anyway, I mean, I can't help some of y'all. Y'all, I mean, you know, hey, if Devin Haney type on Twitter that the sky is raining, period, blood, y'all gonna believe it. Y'all all gonna run outside and wait for it. Moving along. Let's see. Like I said, we got to continue to wait and see what happens with Haney and Regis Prograis. We just got to continue to wait. You know what I'm saying? We got to continue to wait. You know, is Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson a good fight? Yeah, it's a good fight at 140 pounds. It's an absolute wash at 135. I don't think that Devin Haney was at 100%. I know that he wasn't 100% himself against Lomachenko at 135. If anybody walk out of a weigh-in looking like he did, it's no possible way that you can be 100% in 24 hours. It's not possible. That's why you see him fading in the end. That's why you always see him fade around like the seventh round, the second half of the fight. He starts to fade. He don't look like the same fighter he did in the beginning of the fight when he flicking that jab and shit. He fades all the time. That's why. Now, 140 is going to present a challenge for him also because he got the skills, but he don't have the power. And a lot of them dudes at 140, they pressure fighters and they can crack. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's going to be his problem at 140. Because he's going to have to be in tip-top condition, and he's going to have to use his legs. So if y'all thought, see me, I didn't think that Devin Haney was a boring fighter. I thought that some of the performances that he put on, like the performance that he put on at with the first Kambosos fight, I thought it was a boring performance, but he did what he had to do to win a lopsided, you know what I'm saying, a lopsided victory, to get a lopsided victory win. He just used the jab and used his legs and moved. Against Kambosos, somebody that's not a very good fighter, somebody that actually is a horrible fighter against a fighter that has lateral movement, right? So he just used his jab and his movement, right? But at 140, if you thought he was a boring fighter at 135, y'all might as well call him an old Rigondeaux at 140 because that's how he's going to have to fight. He don't got enough crack, so he's going to have to use his jab and use his legs and use all of the movement in the world against fighters like Regis Prograis, against a fighter like, let's just name some of the fighters in the 140-pound division. Regis Prograis, Teofimo Lopez, goddamn Subriel Matisse, Gary Antoine Russell. Like them is all, and those are just a few fighters. All them fighters is dogs. What you think Devin Haney looked like against a Gary Antoine Russell or Subriel Matisse? You know what I'm saying? Them dudes is dog. Even Regis, like people sleeping on Regis, but even Regis Prograis, those are all fighters that you're gonna. Even Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo is explosive. He can crack. You in trouble. Like those are all very hard fights for him because he got to stay on his motherfucking. He got to stay on this pivot the whole time. He got to move. He got to use his jab. He can't sit down and throw with them like we seen him do with George Kambosos. He can't sit down and throw with them dudes. So he's going to have to be in 15-round shape. And like I said, I think the weight at 140 is we're going to see a better version of Devin Haney right at 140, right? I definitely believe we're going to see a better fighter, a better conditioned fighter, but we also seeing him fight tougher competition. You feel what I'm saying? Because when you talk about George Kambosos, he's not it. He ain't it. We seen George Kambosos just get a gift decision against a Maxie Hughes, a fucking UK domestic level fight. George Kambosos ain't it. We seen George Kambosos damn near lose to old Mickey Bay. We see George Kambosos barely beat what's his name? What was it? Frampton? No, not Frampton. Warrington. Who he fought? Let me pull up his. I can't think of the UK dude name. The UK dude that I saw that he barely beat him. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell y'all right now. Lee Selby. You know what I'm saying? We seen him barely beat Lee Selby. Split decision against Lee Selby. So George Kambosos, he's not it. He got one big motherfucking win, right? He got one big win in against a Teofimo Lopez that didn't take him serious, that definitely wasn't the same fighter. He wasn't himself. And he fucked around and got a tough, hard-fought victory against him. But then he got all the praise in the world. So, man, like I said, I believe that we're going to get a much better version of Devin Haney at 140 because I believe that weight was bad for him. It was sucking his energy up, but also it's a catch. You know what I'm saying? It's a catch to that because you go to 140, it's much tougher competition than the George Kambososes and the motherfucking the goddamn Jojo Diaz, alcoholic Jojo, you know what I'm saying? Alcoholic Jojo Diaz and fighters like that you was fighting, But Lomachenko, hey, you got to give him props for Lomachenko. But like I said, what won him the Lomachenko fight is a great game plan. I ain't going to say a great game plan, but a good game plan. Knowing that he couldn't just use a jab to beat Lomachenko, he went to Lomachenko's body because Lomachenko showed in the Teofimo Lopez fight that he don't like the body. He don't like people going to his body. And so he learned and he studied Lomachenko. And I think that was his biggest key to victory is going to Lomachenko's body. Zone 6 was happening with it. So, yeah. So, it's going to be a much tougher task at 140. Better believe that. But let's move on. Man. Let's move on from that. We stayed on that for too long. Let's talk about Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo. And then we're going to talk about Terence Crawford in this whole situation also. So, Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo, man. I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all, I see a lot of the black fight fans, a lot of us black fight fans, because I'm black too, but don't mean that I'm riding with the same shit that everybody else is saying, right? But a lot of black fans, of course, when you get a Jermell Charlo and a Canelo Alvarez, it's going to be divided. You're going to have the black fans go for saying that Jermell Charlo going to beat Canelo, and then you're going to have the Mexican, the Hispanic Latino fans saying that Canelo Alvarez is going to wash Jermell Charlo. Now, I'm a boxing fan. I'm a black boxing fan, but fan, and I analyze it and I study fights, right? And when I look at this situation, do I want Jermell Charlo to win? Y'all already know I want Jermell Charlo to win. Like, that's a no-brainer. Hell yeah, I want Jermell Charlo to win. Of course. For sure. But when I look at the situation, do I think that Jermell Charlo is going to win? Nah. I don't. You know what I'm saying? And every day I try to convince myself Jermell Charlo going to beat Canelo Alvarez. But I just can't do it. So I got to keep it a buck with y'all. And when I look at the fight, I'm looking at the situation like Jermell Charlo, right? You're going to be coming off a 16-month layoff, right? 16-month layoff. Okay, cool. We've seen fighters come back from a 16-month layoff. But not only that, you're going to be moving up 2 weight divisions. Now, a lot of people say, well, Charlo's the bigger man. That don't matter. Charlo the bigger man. But Charlo ain't been getting hit by 168-pound fighters. You feel me? Charlo been getting hit by much smaller opposition. Charlo's been in the ring with much smaller fighters. It's different when you put them 10-ounce gloves on and you get cracked with no headgear and 10-ounce gloves for the first time against a 168-pound fighter. Now, is Canelo shorter than Charlo? Yeah. Is Charlo the bigger man? But Canelo has still been fighting at 168 and 175. Canelo cracked like a fucking Canelo. He hit like a fucking bull. Like he got power. He don't have 154 power. Canelo got 175 power. That's why he was able to compete at 175. That's why he was able to go to 175 and knock out Kovalev. Now, I ain't no Canelo. I'm not no Canelo fan like that. I'm riding for Jermell Charlo. So don't get it twisted. But I'm just speaking the facts of the situation. So you're not only moving up to fight in 2 weight divisions, right? Then you're coming off a serious hand injury to where you had to have surgery, where they had to put the bones back together and whatever else they had to do, right? And surgically repair your hand, right? So you're coming off a 16-month layoff, moving up 2 weight divisions. That you ain't even got a tune up in that weight division, moving right up 2 weight divisions. Whether y'all like it or not, facing Canelo Alvarez, one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the sport. So it ain't like you moving up 2 weight divisions and you fighting a Rudy Poo. Canelo Alvarez ain't no motherfucking Rudy Poo. You feel me? And then, on top of that, the hand surgery, but not only the hand surgery, this man said some shit I really didn't like, and I was like, yeah, it ain't happening for Charlo. And I hope it do. I hope I'm wrong, right? But I was like, yeah, I can't see Charlo winning this fight. They asked him about the hand, and he said the hand is good, but then he slipped up and said, I'm still doing rehab every day on my hand. I said, oh, fuck, Charlo. This man ain't got to test the hand out in a real fight with 10-ounce gloves on. This man going straight in there against Canelo Alvarez and still doing rehab on his hand every day. Rehab. Now, I also listened to Canelo Alvarez, right? Because people was getting on his helmet saying he didn't look good in his last 2 fights. They said that he didn't look good his last fight against John Ryder. And you know what Canelo said? Canelo says, well, because I was still doing rehab on my hand. Because y'all remember, Canelo had to get a hand surgery also. In his last fight, he was coming in off of a hand surgery, but he took a long time off, right? He took a long time off. He was coming in off a hand surgery, but he said my hand, I was still getting rehab on my hand in the John Ryder fight. So I couldn't train like I wanted to train. Now Charlo coming in with all of these odds stacked up against him, and he's still getting rehab on the hand, just like Canelo was his last fight. I don't like it. I don't like that shit, bro. I definitely don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Rick Tim says, no worries, ETB, his hand will be fine. Like, Y'all got to keep it 100. Like y'all continue to act like Canelo is some fucking Rudy poo, and Jermell Charlo is just a goddamn giant killer. Let's look at this shit for what it really is. Yes, we want to give Jermell Charlo credit for being great, but y'all overlooking all of the points. Like, I want to know if y'all are willing to bet on this fight, because I'm here. I'm here. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to find out if y'all just saying this shit because you want Jermell. It's a difference between wanting Jermell Charlo to win. Like, I want him to win real, real bad. I don't want no fucking Canelo to beat Jermell Charlo. You feel me? It's a difference between wanting him to win and then breaking down the fight and everything that's going against Jermell Charlo and seeing him win the fight. Matter of fact, I'm going to do this. Because now y'all acting like that Jermell Charlo is an all-time great. Name me the fighters that went up 2 weight divisions, right? Not had a fight in between and then moved up. Name me a fighter that went up 2 weight divisions and beat the champion. That's not named Roy Jones Jr. that did it at heavyweight. Name me 2 fighters. That's all. Yeah, name me 2 fighters, right? And so we already know Roy Jones. Name me 2 fighters. Name me 2 fighters that moved up 2 weight divisions without a fight in between and beat the champion. I already said Roy Jones. I said you can't name Roy Jones. I don't believe that James Toney did that. Let me see. Let me look at. I don't believe that James Toney climbed up 2 weight divisions without a fight in between and be the champion. Matter of fact, I know that James Toney didn't do that. I know that James Toney didn't go up no 2 weight divisions and be the champion. James Toney didn't do that. I also know that James Toney continued to get caught on steroids. I know that too. Did Bernard Hopkins move up 2 weight divisions when he fought Antonio Tarver? If that's what, because Bernard Hopkins was fighting that. Let me see. Let me see if Bernard Hopkins did that. Dundada, no, that doesn't count. First of all, Chavez was nobody champion. You said Canelo went from 160 to 64 to fight Chavez, then to 175. No, nah. Chavez, like, yeah, nah. But yeah, because Canelo, he had a fight in between that, right? He didn't just go up from 160 to 175 straight up. So I'm talking about name somebody that did it, that did the same exact thing that Jermell Charlo is doing. Shane Mosley, Talib Cunningham, salute. He said Shane Mosley did it. Who did Shane Mosley do it against? Now, I think Bernard Hopkins might have did it against Kelly Pavlik, right? Because he went from 160 to 175. No, I mean, not against Kelly Pavlik. It was against Tarver, right? It was against Tarver. Who did you saying that Mosley did it? Who did Mosley do it against? Somebody said AB against Pop. Man, come on, bro. We not. Come on, man. Polymolin, come on, man. You don't even you. Come on, man. AB. We talking about people that fought real competition. Let me see. Bernard Hopkins. Hold on, watch. I got y'all right now. Yeah, so Bernard Hopkins is one that did it. So Bernard Hopkins did it. Bernard Hopkins is an all-time great. Bernard Hopkins did it, right? And he did it against Antonio Tarver, like I thought. Mosley, yeah. See, like that's what I thought. Mosley beat Oscar, but he had fights in between, right? Those fighters, Shane Mosley had a fight in between. He didn't just jump up and go straight up 2 weight divisions. But you know what I'm saying? And we're not talking about AB fighting Paulie Malignaggi. Like that's not like I fuck with AB, but come on, that ain't it. That's not like AB. Paulie Malignaggi is, you can't compare him in no type of way to Canelo Alvarez. Not even close. But so, you know, like I said, man, when I look at this situation, you know, now when I look at this situation, if I'm willing to bet, I gotta bet on Canelo to win this fight because it's just too many. It's just too much going against Jermell Charlo with all the situations that he's been through, being out of the ring 16 months, coming off of hand surgery, moving up 2 weight divisions, still rehabbing the hand that he had surgery on through training camp. I'm not feeling that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just not feeling that. Now, can Jermell Charlo pull it out? Yeah, Jermell Charlo can pull it out if he goes out there and fighting at 168 is the same as fighting at 154. You feel me? If it's no difference, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he can go out there and pull it out. So I give him a chance, but he's gonna have to be in 15-round shape. He's gonna have to be in 15-round shape. He gonna have to be on his P's and Q's the whole time because see, a lot of y'all, just because y'all don't like Canelo, y'all acting like he's a fucking Rudy Poo. Like Canelo's still a hell of a fighter. Canelo cracking, he going to the body. His reflexes might not be as fast as they used to be, but he still got reflexes. He's still a dangerous counterpuncher. You know what I'm saying? He's still strong as fuck. Jermell Charlo is not he's not a brute strength kind of fighter. Jermell Charlo is more of a finesse type of fighter. Yeah, Jermell can crack, but Jermell Charlo ain't one of them fighters that's gonna put his shoulder on you and move you back. You're gonna have to be able to fight on the inside against Canelo Alvarez. When Canelo start pressing Jermell Charlo and hitting him hard to the fucking body and pushing him back, he's going to have to be able to stand his ground and be strong enough, right, to fight in the inside against Canelo. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. Don't be hard-headed. And it's just a lot of factors. Like, just like Dundada said, is he going to be able to keep the same speed that he had? Is he going to be able to keep the same speed with his hands and on his feet at 168 pounds? You got to understand, putting on 14 pounds to weigh in is a lot of weight. You only talking about 14 pounds more that he has to weigh in at. And then when he rehydrates, he might be weighing shit. He might put on another 10 pounds to rehydrate, right? He might put on another 10 pounds to just rehydrate. So he gonna be, 24 pounds heavier. Might be 24 pounds heavier than he is in the fight at 154 inside the ring on fight night. We you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to tell y'all, we want Jermell Charlo to win, but the odds are stacked against him, and it's not in his favor to win this fight. Thomas Moore says you need lateral movement so Canelo can't get planted and you can outwork him. He doesn't work 3 minutes per round. I got Charlo. He definitely don't work 3 minutes per round. But Jermell Charlo don't always work 3 minutes per round either, right? I'm not only looking at what Canelo does and don't do. I'm also looking at what some of the things that Jermell Charlo, what he does and what he doesn't do. Let's not act like that Jermell Charlo, like I fuck with Charlo. He one of my favorite fighters. But see, me is I know how to put aside me being a fan of a fighter and talk about these situations realistically. I've seen certain things that Charlo have a problem with, right? Now, Charlo mainly have problems with guys that can box. That can box and that can move, right? But like I said, if you weighing that much more in a fight, it's going to slow you down some. And Canelo Alvarez has a very smart ring IQ, and he going to make you have to fight him at some point in that fight. Like, if y'all think that Jermell Charlo is just going to be able to use lateral movement and pump his jab and, you know what I'm saying, the whole 12 rounds, it's not going to happen. Caleb Plant couldn't do it. It is just not going to happen. Oh yeah, big dose. The thing is, you know the funny shit about that, right? You talking about they got commercials in my, because I continue to see like people, a lot of like I continue to see my numbers like jump and then they'll jump up and then jump down. And you saying that they putting commercials in the live streams, it's funny because the thing about that, as soon as I shut this live stream off, they're gonna take all them commercial ads out of my live streams. Yeah, my live streams are not monetized. They don't let my live streams be monetized. So as soon as I cut this shit off, that's how dirty YouTube be. They're gonna take all of the ads out of my live stream, right? So they're gonna take all that shit back. Yeah, it's crazy. They're gonna take all of that shit off as soon as I cut off the live stream. And they're gonna demonetize it for no reason at all. They've been doing that shit to me for the past 3 years. But anyway, nah, I ain't making no money from that shit because they, like I said, they demonetize it as soon as I end this live stream, they gonna cut that shit out. But anyway, so I'm gonna make sure that I cut it off myself the next time I do a live. Because I mean, it ain't no use for them to be in there. Don't make no sense. So I don't even know why they running ads. But anyway, so with all this being said, right? No, it's not the music. That's my own music. So the music that you hear me playing, any music that you hear me playing is my own music. I don't play no. Yeah, it's not copyrighted music. That's my own stuff. It's either my music or my cousin's music. So yeah, I don't, yeah. So that's not the issue. Anyway, moving along, right? So with all that being said, I got Canelo winning against Jermell Charlo, but I hope that Jermell Charlo can somehow pull it out, right? Now, Terence Crawford, he come in the equation. First, Bud was like, oh, I'm not fighting no Canelo Alvarez. Like, it's weight divisions for a reason. Like, that's way too high for me to go. The only way I'll fight Canelo is if he come and fight me at a catch weight of 158. Now, all of a sudden, when Canelo Alvarez came and called Buzz bluff and said, I'm not fighting. I can't fight at that weight. He got to come to 168. Now, all of a sudden, Bud, he like, shit, I had a change of heart. You know what? I want to fight the winner, Canelo Alvarez. I really want to fight Canelo at 168. That's who I want. I think that'll be the biggest fight in all of boxing. And I want to challenge myself. And he says his ultimate goal is to become undisputed in 3 different weight divisions. Never been done before. Man, woman, or child. Never done that before. 3 different weight divisions, right? He said all of a sudden he got to change your heart. He want to fight Canelo at 168. Or if Jermell Charlo pulls it out, he wants to fight Jermell Charlo at 168. Now, my thing is, when I heard Bud saying that, right, I had a few thoughts. The first thought, I said, this motherfucker, he's smelling himself. Everybody pumping his head up, telling him how great he is, because he beat Errol Spence. Now he think he a god. He's smelling himself. Like, this dude then lost his mind. But then I said, you can't really listen to shit that Bud say, because Bud might say that in one interview and then come back 3 weeks later and pretend that he never said that shit. And say some shit like, I've already been undisputed in 2 weight divisions. I don't need to become undisputed in no 3. I'm already in the Hall of Fame. I can do whatever I want to do. I don't want to fight Canelo. Why would I want to be? I don't need to become 3 division undisputed. So I said, okay, he might come back and he might say something total opposite. And then I said, if he's serious about this shit, even if he does it and fails at doing it, you got to give him all the props and praise in the world, because just, just putting it all on the line and doing some shit like that, right? Now, ever since he's come out and he said that he is willing to do this, that he wants to do this, he says now he'll even fight Jermell Charlo. Whoever win that strap, whoever's undisputed at 168, he said he want them next. He want him next. So he says that he don't care if it's Charlo or Canelo, but he prefers it to be Canelo because he feels that is a huge mega fight. Mega fight. Like, they gonna get, if he ain't lying. If Terence Crawford, the star that he is now, because Terence Crawford has become much bigger since he beat Errol Spence. It's not only because he beat Errol Spence, it's because he has he's done a fucking A++ job at promoting himself, doing interviews, marketing himself, right? Ever since he beat Errol Spence. So that fight will be the biggest fight in boxing if he faced off against Canelo Alvarez. Like, yeah, that's it. I believe that Terence Crawford versus Canelo is now bigger than Canelo versus David Benavidez, right? It's a bigger fight. I always said before, I believe the biggest fight in boxing would be a David Benavidez versus Canelo. But now, yeah, if Bud stepped up 3 weight divisions and if Canelo beat Charlo and they made that fight happen, yeah, that's the biggest fight in boxing. And if Terence Crawford even stepped in the ring, right, against Canelo, you got to give him all the credit in the world. Got to give him all the praise in the world. And yeah, I'll ride with Bud. I'll ride with him to beat Canelo Alvarez. If it's Jermell Charlo, right? If he step up and fight Jermell Charlo at 168, I got to root him on for doing that also. because ain't nobody stepping up no 3 weight divisions, right? When you already at the pinnacle of body, like he's already on the highest mountain, right? Of course, he will be doing it for a bag, but you still got that O to lose, right? You still got an O to lose. You still taking a huge chance. So, yeah, man, if he did that shit, man, I would have to give him all the praise in the world, man. Like, come on, that's big. Fighters is not putting it all on the line like that to do. That's beyond greatness. That's like if he did some shit like that and then were to win, that's all time. Like you got to put him above, like real talk. If that were to happen and he were to move up 3 weight divisions after doing what he already did and beat Canelo Alvarez or beat Jermell Charlo at 168, I would put him above Mayweather. Although Mayweather did beat 20-something champions, like that right there, that's unheard of. And you win, yeah, that's unheard of. So to me, so if he do it, yeah, you know what I'm saying? If he do it, man, I love to see that shit. But you know, I can't, like I said, it's hard to take Bud serious because he might tell you one thing and then come back a few months later and act like he never said it. You know what I'm saying? And completely dismiss it. So only time will tell. No, Canelo. And I seen somebody put that shit out. I think it was Blue Blood that put that out. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. Was it Blue Blood that you talking about where you saw that out? That's a lie. Canelo never said nothing that he would not fight Bud at 168. That was a lie. He said that if I did it, I wouldn't get no credit for it. Like they wouldn't want to give me no credit for it. That's what he said. He never said he wouldn't do it. And prior to that, he said that he would. Oh, she said no. And like I said, my bad if I saw somebody say that, and I can't think of who it was. I thought it was Blue that said that came out with that video, but it was somebody else. Maybe, I mean, I don't know if it was somebody else. I thought it was, you know, I can't remember where I saw it at. Dundada said, yeah, Blue Blood said Canelo scared of Crawford and won't fight him at 168. Yeah, that's a lie. Because Canelo did not say that. And y'all know I'm not a Canelo fan. Canelo did not say that shit. He just said that if he do it, he ain't gonna get no credit for it. Exactly. Rick Tim says Canelo said no under 168. He said he wouldn't go under 168 and fight him, but said yes, he'll fight Bud at 168. Exactly. That's what he did say. But he said he wouldn't get no credit for beating him. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Blue Blood said that shit. And I mean, like I said, man, we know what it is. I mean, that doesn't shock you that Blue Blood said some shit that was false. But anyway, moving along, man. Now, can Canelo? Let's just talk about can Canelo, because we already talked about. I mean, not Canelo. Let's talk about Bud Crawford, right? We already talked about Bud Crawford and Jermell Charlo on several different occasions. Y'all know my stance on that. But when you talk about Terence Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, I never talked about that fight because I never seen that as a fight that was serious at all, right? But can Terence Bud Crawford beat Canelo Alvarez? Can Terence Bud Crawford beat Canelo Alvarez, right? So when most people talk about Bud and Canelo Alvarez matching up, which sounds crazy, but he said he wanted to do it, right? But when you talk about that matchup, most people are going to say, well, Bud, man, Canelo is flat-footed. And he don't like to fight fighters that move, that have a lot of lateral movement, that can use their legs. And when I hear people say that, I say to myself, well, Bud is not that fighter no more, right? Bud is a fighter that stands in front of you and he gonna trade with you. You know what I'm saying? Bud is not a fighter that uses a whole bunch of movement and uses his legs and try to fight on the outside. He doesn't do that no more. He even said it himself. He said people kept talking about, I'm going to have to beat Errol Spence on the outside and I'm going to have to use my legs. And he says, I knew I was going to beat Errol Spence the same way I've been beating everybody else. It's standing right in front of him and banging with him. So seeing that Bud Crawford is not the same fighter, right, that uses his legs. I'm not saying that. I think that he's a better fighter than he was back when he used his legs, right? Because he's more dangerous. But seeing that he's not that same fighter that's going to use his legs, now you got to look at the fight from the standpoint of him being in front of Canelo, using his offensive skills, right? And you're going skill for skill, but you also looking at somebody that's a vicious counterpuncher in Canelo Alvarez, somebody that has a fucking granite chin. Then you're looking at a Bud Crawford that's way smaller than Canelo, ain't never had to even fight in 10-ounce gloves. See, these are things that people don't realize. Once you get to 154, you're putting on 10-ounce gloves. Because they cracking harder. So you looking at the fight from a whole different stylistic matchup. A Bud Crawford that's standing in front of Canelo Alvarez, who's a much harder puncher than anybody he ever even thought about being in the ring with, right? Much stronger. And yeah, will Bud be stronger at a heavier weight? Yeah, Bud gonna be stronger. But I don't see him being able to push Canelo back, because Canelo been all the way up to 175, and you don't see fighters just manhandling him and pushing him back. You know what I'm saying? So it's a much different fight. And in that fight, if Canelo, right, is the fighter that we, like I said, now, of course, if Canelo's just a shot faded fighter and he nowhere near the same fighter, yeah, Bud can go in there and beat him. But if Canelo ain't shot and he's not a faded fighter, and we'll be able to get to see that in the Jermell Charlo fight, because a lot of people think that he's shot and he's faded. I don't, because he's too young. You know what I'm saying? He's still young. He only 33 years old. Yeah, he do got a lot of fights and a lot of rounds under his belt, a lot of road miles and things like that. But he's still a young fighter. I just don't see Terence Crawford being able to stand in front of Canelo Alvarez and beat him. I don't. And then I know that Bud Crawford, at that high of a weight, he's not going to be as fast. His reflex is not going to be as fast. And I know that Bud Crawford, right? See, a lot of people forget the things that people were saying about Terence Crawford before he fought Errol Spence. But those things still remains. Bud don't got no granite chin. He don't. Like all of a sudden, this motherfucker, he get one win against Errol Spence that looked like a shell of himself, that wasn't even cracking hard. He get one win. Now all of a sudden, Bud got the best chin in the world. Bud is like, come on, man. Bud don't have a granite chin like that. So if Canelo crack him, he's going to hurt him. He's going to hurt him if he crack his ass. So like I said, if Canelo Alvarez beats Jermell Charlo and Terence Bud Crawford decides he want to move up to 168, I'm gonna give him all the praise in the world, but he gonna get it. But I see him getting hurt. I see him getting hurt. But I would love to see it. You know, hey, fuck it. It's weight divisions for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's weight divisions for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I see him get hurt. Male Maniac says, just say I want him to lose. I'm going to just say you got to be a fucking idiot. That's what I'm going to just say. Because I clearly said if he fights Canelo Alvarez, I'm definitely going to be pulling for Terence Crawford. But maybe you can't understand and comprehend too well. Maybe you cannot understand and comprehend too well. When I clearly said that, yeah, man, if he go up and fight Canelo, I'm definitely going to be pulling for Terence Crawford in that fight. You feel me? Like, I don't exactly, Dundada. I don't even rock with Canelo. So why in the hell would I want to see Terence Crawford lose to Canelo? So when I just said that Canelo, I believe that Canelo Alvarez beats Jermell Charlo, but I'm a huge Jermell Charlo fan. So does that mean I just want Jermell Charlo to lose? So am I supposed to say, well, I just want Jermell Charlo to lose? You Bud Crawford fans, man, y'all hella corny. You emotional. We're talking about boxing, right? I'm breaking down fights. Just because I like somebody or don't like somebody doesn't, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't change the way I'm going to call the fight out how I see it. That don't matter to me, bro. Like, you know, I'm just saying how I see. It's 3 weight divisions. You're fighting a fighter that's fought at 175. You heard the man Terence Crawford say himself before he all of a sudden had this change of heart. You heard him say, look, man, 168 is way too high for me. Like the furthest I could even think about going is 158. And that's a stretch. But nah. And then all of a sudden come back and say you got to change your heart. But I'm supposed to say that, well, yeah, I think Bud go and knock Canelo out. No. Even though I would love to see Bud Crawford win that fight and make history once again, and I'll be rocking with him all the way, that don't mean I think he's going to win the fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean I think he's going to win the fucking fight. You want me to come up here and lie to y'all? For real, man. But yeah, anyway, like, I just, Heather, salute to you, Queen. Sheena's in the building. What's going on with it, Sheena? Salute, Queen. But yeah, you know, just is what it is. I don't like Canelo. I was once a fan of Canelo. I'm not a fan of Canelo because I don't like how he moves, right? Right now, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. He shouldn't be fighting no Jermell Charlo right now, coming off a goddamn hand surgery, moving up 2 weight divisions and off a 16-month layoff. He should be fighting his mandatory David Benavidez. That's who Canelo Alvarez should be fighting right now. Canelo moved like a punk. You feel me? Canelo moved like a straight fucking punk. And then he got a nerve enough to do interviews talking about, oh man, they want me to fight everybody. No, we want you to fight the guys in your weight division that you should be fighting. Not pulling dudes up from fucking 2 weight divisions down off a goddamn 1.5-year layoff in a hand surgery to fight him. Or before that, you was trying to fight a fucking mental health patient that's been out of the fucking ring 2.5 years and shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, if I can't fight Jermell Charlo, that's on goddamn fucking Prozac and shit, nodding off during interviews, drinking itself to sleep on the weekends. If I can't, that's been out of the ring 2.5 years. If I can't fight him, give me his brother that's coming off a hand surgery, a 16-month layoff, and got to move up 2 weight divisions. If that ain't no punk ass shit, what is? He should be fighting David Benavidez if we really want to get into a real conversation. You know what I'm saying? But putting Canelo Alvarez against the opponents like David Benavidez and the David Morrell and guys that he should be fighting, those are fantasy matches. You dig what I'm saying? Those are fantasy matches. So when we talk about if Canelo beats Jermell Charlo, will he fight Terence Crawford? Absolutely, he'll fight Terence Crawford because that's right up his alley. Have somebody move up 3 weight divisions. You know what I'm saying? That ain't never fought in 10-ounce gloves before. Yeah, I'll take him. Yeah, I'll take him. No problem. Speaks what's happening with it. Salute. Salute. Appreciate you always coming through, showing love and support to the channel. But yeah, so man, we gotta see, man. We gotta see 2023. We ending it with 2023. Damn, we almost in 2024, man. These years are just flying by fast as hell. They just flying. But 2024 will be up on us real fast. And hey, we got some big things in boxing, man. Boxing is looking up all the way around right now. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is up all the way around. But you know, hey, it is what it is, man. PBC and Terence Crawford with PBC, they looking to do big things with PBC. And don't count out EJ. You feel what I'm saying? The only reason I'm not talking about Terence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence, only reason I'm not talking about it is because I know how the business of boxing works. And I know, like I spoke about yesterday, I know that the Showtime, they don't want to put that rematch on because of dollars, not because they care who's going to win the fight or lose the fight, not because it was lopsided, because they don't think a rematch can sell right now. So they want Errol Spence to go fight somebody else, and they want to find a way to build a rematch between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. They're not trying to put that fight on. So that's why I haven't been talking about that fight, because I don't think it's going to happen next. But anyway, y'all make sure if you've been in the building, you in the building, make sure that y'all hit the like button. Smash on the like button for me. I appreciate everybody that came and tuned in. We cooked today. Salute to everybody that came and, you know, dropped a comment and just support the channel. Make sure that you hit the like button. And I appreciate y'all. Y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again. And I'm gone, y'all.